All right, Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So right now, the Most High's reputation precedes him. Everybody know about what the Most High did in the land of Egypt. He slaughtered their firstborn, plagued them with frogs, wasps, locusts. It might have been locusts instead of wasps, but the Most High plagued Egypt. He allowed Moses to split the Red Sea. Like, everybody knows about how the Most High judged Egypt for how they put hard bondage on the Israelites, right? But the Most High say the days is going to come where people not even going to remember that. People not even going to be talking about that. That ain't even going to be the topic of discussion, right? Let's see what's going to supersede people talking about how the Most High judged the land of Egypt. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country. So, what the Most High is going to do to America is going to take the place of what the Most High did in Egypt, bro. What the Lord is going to do to the North Country, North America, how he's going to judge this place is going to be far more catastrophic, far more bloody and evil than what he did in Egypt. It got to be. If people are going to remember what happened to America, right, over what happened in Egypt, and we know what happened in Egypt, it was bad, bro. The Most High slaughtered, I can't even put a number on it. I know he slaughtered a lot of Egyptians, bro. He killed a lot of people. He did amazing things in Egypt. But people are not even going to remember that. People are not even going to talk about that anymore. These stories are not going to be passed down from generation to generation. No, they're going to be talking about how America got destroyed, right? How this place was destroyed with fire, bro. Because that's how America is going down. You got to think about how impactful, right, the day of the Lord is, right? How iconic it's going to be. And I don't even think these are the proper terms that I should be using. But I know these words resonate with you people, right? Impactful, iconic, memorable. Like, it's going to be bad, bro. It's going to get dark, right? But what the Lord is going to do in America is going to be worse than what he did in Egypt. 100 times worse. 1,000,000 times worse. That's why people are not going to be talking about that anymore. That's why the Lord isn't going to be known by that anymore. He's going to be known by his works in America. Right? How he destroyed this place. Right? Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country. So the person that's going to lead us out of America is that righteous branch, that king that's going to reign and prosper on earth. That's Yahweh Shah. Right? The foundation was already laid. Matter of fact, let me just read verse 5. Behold, the day is come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. That's Yahweh Shah, right? In his days, Judah shall be saved. That's the southern kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And Israel shall dwell safely. That's the northern kingdom. Latinos and Native Americans. It didn't mention anybody else. Right? But let's continue, because I wanted to point out something in verse 8. Let's jump to verse 8. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led by Yahweh Shah, right? That king that's going to reign and prosper. The seed The seed, not spiritual converts, right? Not people who pretending to be Israelites. Not those who put on yarmulkes and had a bar mitzvah, right? Not those who live in the land of Israel and you're an Israeli, you got citizenship in the country. No, it said the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all the countries whether I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. So Yahushua is coming to deliver the seed of Israel. These are the bloodline descendants. I know we try to act as if race don't matter. Nobody should care about what nationality you are. Like, you gotta give it up for the white man, bro. He did a good job deceiving people and actually having people believe things that makes absolutely no sense, bro. Right? But Egypt is always going to be the point of reference, bro, because that was when the Lord himself delivered our people out of Egypt, right? Through Yahushua, if you can receive that. And it's going to happen again, bro. The same way, not the same exact way, right? Not in the same manner, but it's the same underlying point, right? Egypt had our people in bondage, hard bondage, right? They didn't want to let us go, and the Lord had to demonstrate. He delivered us out of Egypt through Yahushua. Right? Matter of fact, let's get that in. Let's get the famous verse everybody loves to quote and to read, having zero understanding of what it truly means. Let's get John, bro, because Egypt is in John 3:14. Once again, Egypt is a point of reference, bro. John chapter 3, verse 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. See, the precedent is being set right here, bro. It's crazy. The ones who always cry and complain about context because they don't understand how to read the Bible. They think you're supposed to read the Bible like it's a novel. All right? I'm going to start from page 1 on Friday. And in 6 months, I'll be at the back of the book. Like, that's not how you read the Bible. You'll read it, and I guarantee you'll have to read it again because you'll get zero understanding. That's not how you read the Bible, bro. This is not a novel. This is not a love story. All right? And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, now we got to go, because precept must be upon precept. Now, let's go to Numbers, bro, because we need to see exactly what's being talked about here. Most people who read this verse don't know what's being talked about. Now, they recognize the name Moses, and they recognize the Israelites being in the wilderness, but they don't know the actual account. Absolutely. They don't know the actual account because they don't read the Bible. They don't study the Bible. The only thing they're concerned with is the New Testament, the writings of Paul, and everybody being saved. So you got to go back to the actual account to give context and to truly understand the point that's being conveyed right here. Right? Because these are the words of Yahushua. These are red letters. Let's go to Numbers. This is Numbers chapter 21 and let's start at verse 5. And the people spake against the Most High and against Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of the Salah? Wherefore have ye brought us out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. So the Israelites was in the wilderness complaining. It's the same thing niggas always do. Complain, complain, complain. Right? It's the same people. And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much of the people died. So because they were scoffing, right, they want to talk shit about Moses, disrespect the Most High judged them right then and there. Sent serpents among them, they got bit, and a lot of our people died, right? Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he take away the serpents from among us. And Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. So the Israelites was in the wilderness, scoffing at the Most High, scorning Yahweh. And the Most High sent serpents among them, and they was bitten, and a lot of them died. Then they went back to Moses complaining, Lord, I'm sorry, please forgive us. Tell them to stop, remove the serpents. So the Lord told Moses to make a fiery serpent, put it on a pole, and any Israelite that look upon that serpent on the pole is going to be saved. So now when you jump back to John, right, let's read it again, John 3 and 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, this is what this is talking about. Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness for the Israelites, for Israel. Let's continue. Even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. You got to understand the parallel that's being drawn. Just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. Who was in the wilderness? Only the Israelites were in the wilderness. You didn't have Moabites in the wilderness. You didn't have Egyptians in the wilderness. You didn't have other nations coming out of Egypt in the wilderness predominantly with the Israelites. No, you had the Israelites. So just as the serpent was lifted up in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be lifted up. So the same way Moses was used by the Most High, and that serpent was set there for those to look upon to be saved, the same way the Most High is using Yahushua, who the world ignorantly called Jesus, and whoever believe on Yahushua and keep his commandments shall be saved. That's why when you continue to say that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life. The whosoever is speaking about those out of the Israelites. The whosoever is not talking about everybody in the world. You got to recognize the audience. The audience is Israelites. Even in this chapter, this third chapter of John, he's speaking to Nicodemus. Nicodemus wasn't an Israelite. You understand what I'm saying? But see what happens when you take somebody's property, you take the records of a specific group of people, and you try to make it universal, it causes mass confusion. Then you're able to successfully give nations of people false hope, bro. Vain hope. And that's what's happening. But it's really the Most High. If the Most High didn't want his word to be made public, it wouldn't have been made public. The Lord wanted his word to be made public, to have all these people believing that they was going to be saved. Knowing they don't deserve to be saved. They don't even need salvation. Right? But because it's accessible, right, via Christianity, via Catholicism, via Islam, via this religion and that religion, they just say, you know what, we might as well just take advantage of it, right? Especially when you got a society like shoving it down your throat. Christianity, 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 church, church, church. Like, for God so loved the world, Salah, I feel like it's about to blow.